times we're living in.
Yes.
Challenging times we're living in. Amazing. Okay, so today we're going to talk about less being more. I'm sure you learned that in the first grade. Right along with arithmetic, right? 1 plus 1 equals, which is not a bad equal, really. But you take into account how we are trained, we're programmed, and encouraged to be the way society wants us to be, and all the different points of it. But the fact of the matter is that we have, during the course of our lives, most of us have lost touch with our true needs and wants. This really has resulted in a lack of inner fulfillment, out of which arises a desperate attempt to fill our psychological void with physical, mental, and emotional clutter, which instead of making us feel better, actually makes us feel worse. And there are all kinds of names that are given to who you turn into when you start engaging and filling your life with clutter. I'll let you work that out on your own, but that we agree what we do to ourselves when we don't pay attention to who we are results in trying to make something out there take care of what's going on in here. And then we wonder why we're so out of sorts. Hey, look, I know. I live it with you. We're living in some really interesting times. I know it's challenging to me, and if it's got to be challenging to me, then in all probability it's challenging to you too. But there is something that we can do about it if we want to. But we have to really want to enough to do it and to follow through with doing it. It isn't going to just happen in a one-time doing. This is about changing our lifestyle to where we become more in harmony with who we are, and that usually means a search. Because we have forgotten who we are. We've stepped beyond simplicity. We look at simplicity as something, oh yeah, that's great. And that's about as much time as we spend on it. Right there. And that's because the first place where we need to do the work is inside. We are so filled with distractions. And then we treat the distractions and the sources of the distraction as something valuable, something really important. I mean, I can't wait until I get home so I can look upon my computer and see what the hell Bush is doing, what Trump is doing, what everybody else is doing. It's astounding how we are programmed to stay caught up in distractions that result in our choosing to generate emotions and thoughts that are a match. Okay? So I'll put in the exclamation at this point, duh. It takes work. But it is a work that allows you to simplify. Think about it now. There's so much that is available right now if you take your thoughts and your feelings and your attention away from the distractions. Number one, right there. You've got a pulse. Number two, you're sitting. You're not in a prone. All these things we take for granted, and we miss the value of appreciating just what good we do have in our lives. You can see, you can hear, you can feel, you can touch, you can taste, you can smell. All of these things that the body allows us to do that we take for granted, if you open yourself up to a sense of appreciation, you can then move with that energy into other areas of your life, and you can say, my God, it's springtime. We just had this marvelous rain affect us, and everything in nature is responding to it. The plants are growing. The flowers are blooming. They're releasing their fragrances. The hummingbirds are after them. The bees are after them. The birds are all getting excited and saying, okay, where are we going to build our nest? The furry animals are saying, it's a joy to be alive. You see them running all over the place, finding each other, discovering this is a time for us to make more of us. It's exciting. It really is. It's so exciting. But if you are so keyed in to what is wrong that's going on in your life, that's going to be such a filter that's going to really, in most instances, obscure your ability to see and appreciate what's happening in life right now. So when you're at your job and you get your 45 minutes off for lunch and you dash into the place and you are filled with all of the things that you didn't get done before lunch, are you enjoying the taste of your food? Are you even aware of what you're eating? It might be scary if you were. See, that's another thing right there, is that we, in our distraction, lose touch with what's really good for our body and just fill the hole. That's all we're doing. We're filling the space so we can feel full. Failing to realize that on a regular basis, that doesn't really translate into giving your body what it needs to be healthy. But that really isn't an aside. You may think so right now because you're what? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. In this group, that's as far as I need to go. But you find that as you get older, you're going to start noticing how your habits up to then have actually provided for your sense of health that you'll be experiencing now. So it's the little things in life that if you look at this as reducing and get to the basics of your life, you're going to thank yourself for it. You're going to be happy with you for choosing to make this change so that you have time to build intimate relationships. You see, that's another thing in our world right now. Everybody says they're connected because they've got a phone and they can go on Facebook or whatever and communicate with everyone else, and that is so superficial. We are being deliberately programmed away from developing our true inner capacities for connections one with another. And I'm saying to you deliberately so that you can look and see this isn't about anything being your fault. It's more about looking and seeing your opportunity to get clear about who you want to be and start putting your efforts in a very simplistic, direct manner. Do one thing at a time. How many of you can inhale and exhale at the same time? Just curious.
No one.
So I know it's a big deal. You hear people talking about it all the time. I can multitask. Yes. But not well. And not really getting to a place of learning the benefit, the value of simplicity. So I mentioned about food before. Another thing that enters into the picture is what I'm doing right now. I'm moving. Treat your body well. Engage it in doing the things that it's designed to do so that it gets the exercise that it needs so that it will continue to serve you well. This is really getting back to simplicity. It's really getting back to regaining where you've lost touch with yourself, so that you come to the realization, truly, less is far more valuable than continuing to heap another thing upon yourself and say, look at me, as you begin to teeter over under the weight and fall. You don't have to. It's your life. It's your opportunity. Less is more. Thank you. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.